Okay, next step, after we have done the normality data, since we have concluded the data is normal, so we continue with parametric analysis. Next one, we're going to do Pearson correlation, which is a correlation analysis, which is used to describe the strength and direction of the linear relationship between two variables. So basically between the independent variables to the dependent variables. So we're going to look at this. Let me just show you the relationship here. Okay, so this is between this variable, between this ID to these independent variables, and between knowledge, the IV to dependent variables, and between independent variables of restriction to dependent variable of awareness. Okay, so this we're going to see the linear relationship as well as the strength, and then apart from that, we're going to look into the direction to see whether it's a positive relationship or a negative relationship. So basically, in our study, we have 4 variables, which is 3 of IV and 1 DV. So we're going to do the correlation. Okay. We go to our SPSS. Okay. We're going to analyze. Correlate, bivariate. Why do we choose bivariate? Because there are 2. Bivariate. So we're going to we can select all. We choose PMR list assumption. Okay, we can choose mean and standard deviation. Okay, continue, star. No need. Bootstrap also no need. Okay, it's two-tail. Okay, we're not going to do this. Two-tail Pearson correlation. Yeah, we're going to put our dependent variable first, then only all the IV. Okay, we have choose the mean and standard deviation, and the next we're going to click OK. Now, what we can do, we can just simply take all this in and put it in our paper, right? But we can always transfer this information into our paper. Okay. Here what we can see is all are positive correlations. There's no negative here. So all are positive positive relationship. Okay, what is the strength? So we can see that the strength, or this one, if it's between 0.1 to 0.29, this is more, but this one is 0. Okay, sources, the strength is medium, and the strength here, since this is more than 0.5, this is more than 0.5, this is very high strength or large strength, so we can put it here. So according to Cohen, 1988, according to Cohen, the strength or magnitude of the relationship, will be as follows. Okay, so this is the rule of thumb. Small, this is where R is between 0.1 to 0.29. to 9. Okay, it will be medium strength. If the R, okay, is between 0.3 to 0.49, and it will be a large medium. Okay, if relationship, the R is 0.5 to 1.0. Okay, so this is where we're going to report it. So that is we can see H1, that is significant relationship between sources of information and awareness. So correct. So basically we can say that H1 accepted. We can always put it here. We can always put it here as insert right. Okay. Hypothesis, we can always put it here as H1 accepted, or H2, there's also significant relationship, accepted, and then H3 accepted as well. And that is, this one is small letter. This one is also small. Okay, all hypotheses are accepted. There is significant relationship, positive significant relationship between sources and awareness, positive significant relationship between knowledge and awareness, and positive significant relationship between restriction and awareness. So basically we didn't put it here positive, we just put it here as significant relationship. So we can always conclude like there is a significant relationship between sources of information and awareness. Yeah. Okay, so hypothesis H1 is accepted, H2 accepted, and H3 also accepted. Once we have done the Pearson correlation, which we found that all independent variables are significantly relationship, their relationship are very significant with the dependent variable. Next, we move on to the multiple regression, whereby this is used to explore relationship between the IV and DV as well. And basically we're going to determine of all the three factors, which is sources of information, knowledge, and restriction, which one or which factors did actually contribute to the awareness of the students on fundamental liberties, either sources alone, or sources and knowledge, or sources, knowledge, and restriction. So multiple regression will actually will tell us for the analysis which factor actually contribute the most to the awareness. So how we're going to do the analysis? We're going to do we're going to click on analyze, and then after that we click regression. Okay, and it's a linear regression. Okay, and then after that what we'll do is that we're going to take the dependent variable, which is awareness, and then we're going to put in or insert all the independent variables into this independent. Yeah, okay, to this column, right? Okay, next we're going to click the statistics. Okay, just residuals, we're going to take the bin Watson, and we're going to look at the collinearity diagnostics. Okay, and then after that we're going to click on continue, and then next we click on save. Cooks and Mahalanobis, what is it now? Mahalanobis. Yeah. Then continue. Okay. Then after that click okay. Okay, now we have our result here. So the variables entered are restriction, sources, and knowledge, where the dependent variables is DV awareness. So all requested variables are entered. Okay, and then we can see the model summary here. Okay, there's model summary whereby as predictors, yeah, IV restriction, IV sources, and IV knowledge, independent variables of intention. And there's also ANOVA table, yeah, to which it shows all these mean as well as regression and residual. And then we have this coefficient. Okay, now for this particular results, for Durbin-Watson, normally the value would be between 2 to 4. So we look into coefficient. Okay, we look into coefficient. Where is it? Okay, when we look into the remember just now we put in residual, we click the Durbin-Watson, and the value here should be between 2 to 4, but it seems that there's some autocorrelation issue because this is 1.720. Okay, and when we look into multicollineary issue, we look into the tolerance. So the tolerance should be more than 0.3, and the VIF should be less than 4. Okay, so basically when I said that the tolerance whereby the value should be more than 0.3, we can see this is also more than 0.3, and the VIF should be less than 4. So this is all are less than 4. So in this case, there is no multicollineary issue. So basically, the data is okay. And then the R square, yeah, where is it now? The R square, okay, the R square with how much of the variance in the DV is explained by the model. So in this case, it is 0.558, the R square. So which means that 55.8% of the variance in awareness. There's a value 55% of the variance in the awareness. So basically, in other words, the finding of this study only 55.8% fits the whole model. So basically 55.8%, this is good. Yeah. So basically next we look into the significant. We're going to check the ANOVA table. So the whole model used in this study is whether it's significant or not. Okay, we can see that only 2 are significant, yeah, which is knowledge and restriction, but sources is not significant. Okay, so basically we can say that only knowledge and restriction contributes to the awareness of the fundamental liberties, whereas sources does not contribute to the awareness. Okay, so this whole thing, so we can see that 2 factors which affect the dependent variables, which is knowledge and restriction, and then we're going to transfer this data into our paper. Okay, from this coefficient table as well, we can see the beta value, which is this part, standard coefficient or beta value. So the largest beta value, whether it's positive or negative, is the main factor. We can see that knowledge and restriction contributes to the awareness. But then the biggest beta value is actually the main factor that influence or contribute to the awareness. And in this case, the biggest one is the restriction. Yeah. So the moment you know what are the restrictions in the fundamental liberties, then actually it contributes to your awareness, right? Okay, you have a basic human rights, but the moment you know the restriction, you will know that the basics human rights are restricted